Relative timing is a measure of temporal structure of a movement in which the ratios among the durations of various movement features are used to define the temporal pattern, time of a movement segment relative to all. An example of this is the backswing in golf. They filmed people on walking and running on a treadmill at speeds ranging from 3 to 12 kilometers per hour. For each speed, they measured the duration of each of the 4 phases of the Philipson step cycle for the right leg. We use dart throwing and we enrolled skilled darts players with different levels of training to examine the issue at various skill levels, and it is the high throwing scores acquired with high variability in elbow angle, velocity, and acceleration, the high throwing scores acquired with low variability in elbow angle, velocity, and acceleration, and the high throwing scores acquired with moderate variability in elbow angle, velocity, and acceleration. In the 1970s, scientists began to search for the possible invariant features of generalized motor programs. The most important invariant feature, or the invariance, they discovered is one that deals with the temporal or timing structure of movement patterns. This invariance is termed relative timing. It is about the laws or principles of simple movements. These principles include how the time required for a movement changes as the distance to be moved increases and how the speed of a movement affects its accuracy. For example, a dancer dances according to the speed of music. A juggler masters these movements, even he changes his speed of juggling the juggles, or a drummer beats the drums according to the tempo of the music, and it is a learned skill. He is at invariant relative timing in throwing movements. A PE instructor in elementary should teach the students to decrease their speed of movement in order to have a high accuracy on aiming the target. Scientists believe this variability is caused by the relatively noisy or the inconsistent processes in the central nervous system. These processes are responsible for converting nerve impulses into motor unit activation of muscles and exertion of forces on the bones through tendons. For example, you are throwing a dart and aiming for the target, and then the error in the low central nervous system occurs. The information sent throughout the body are not being processed completely, so an error is clearly expected.